y'all doing? Thank you for tuning in to Motivational Life Global. I'm your host, Mike. And I'm going to start off with Happy New Year's. Happy belated New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody all around the country, all around the globe. And today is just about relaxing, kind of, if you're in the situation to just enjoying the moment, enjoying the new year, enjoying the last year that we just had, and enjoying all the achievements that we all made together, and looking forward to next year and all the achievements that we will achieve, all the goals that we will reach all together, and pretty much for me just get warmed up for the new year, and that's about that. I do want to discuss, I feel like something that I could discuss, which is something that's not too rough on New Year's Eve, and that's just the celebration of all humankind, all races, all nationalities, all cultures, all countries, all nations, all tribes, all religions, all cities, all states, all walks of life, that in order for us to, because I feel like we need to gain a love for one another to be able to get closer to one another. It's sort of like if we don't understand one another's language, then that creates not only a language barrier, but an emotion barrier. Because we're not able to relate to one another, because we can't feel the so-called struggles of each other. We can't tell when you're hurting because your emotions differ from mine. And so it creates a barrier of emotions that block us from being able to relate and to sort of being able to love one another like we should. And I believe that if and once we all begin to come together,
our religions,
all races, all nationalities, because the internet has brought us knowledge of one another, experiences of one another, and that's super cool because we get to see each other not only in a different light, but we get to see each other, period. There are so many countries that so many of us, much like myself, don't even know exist, but much like myself, want to learn about. And in order for us to just even get closer to one another, we've got to be able to first know that we all exist, know that we all have emotions, know that we all have the same goals in life, and know that in all of our bunches there are gonna be some bad fruit, right? And so with that being said, we got to be able to first recognize us all as even existing, and then recognize each other in another way of existing, as in we want to get to know your culture. We want to have experience with your culture, so that we can begin to understand that we're all human beings under one God, right? So none of our races and cultures
or
religions
are
to feel superior to anyone else's. We're all supposed to feel inferior to God, right? If I use the correct term.
I did.
We're supposed to have a humility, all of us together under God. And so the goal is to get to know one another and get closer to one another and be able to communicate with one another, even if we don't have the same language, right? And so that brings us closer, because the goal is for all of us as one earth to become closer to one another. it's not for one country to be superior over every other country in the world. It's for all of us to be able to band together and help one another, help pick one another up and make this one earth. Right? That's the goal. So, in order for us to do that, we have to be open to getting to know each other all across the globe. Not to look at each other like we're aliens because we have different cultures, and in my culture we eat this, and in my culture we live like this, and my culture, we have, our focuses are in different areas of life. We're to be able to respect one another and learn about one another and help to grow one another and become one earth, that we can love and celebrate each other in the same earth, the same land, right? And celebrate our differences. Because again, the goal is not to be superior, but to be able to celebrate all the rays of color that God gave us and made us, so that we can all appreciate all of the creations that were created by God, not just ours. How boring of a world would it be if everyone, the whole world, was just your race, spoke your language? Also, what glory would God receive if we weren't all made individually different? You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect, but to anyone who doesn't believe in God, I'm just trying to figure out, how is the sun hanging in the sky? What human being did that? How is the moon hanging in the sky? What human being did that? How are all the stars all over this earth hanging in the sky? What human being had the power to do that? And I would say there's not one human being in history, and there never will be a human being in history who had the power to do that. So we have to understand that there's a power greater than us, who gave us what we have, who is allowing us to be more than we are, to become more than we are, to become more than we were from the start, right? And we have to learn how to love one another, right? Get to know one another. Get to experience one another, right? And so we, in that, get to see the different creations also that God has made and brought about, right? And it's not about being a saint. It's not about being a saint. It's not about being a saint. This is what grace is for. We have grace so that we don't have to kiss up to God. We just have to love God truly and genuinely, and also do right by the commandments that have been set before us, because they're just discipline. They're life eternal long discipline. And so we have to be able to understand that discipline is our greatest friend also, right? It's not about, again, being a saint, being perfect. God's not looking for you to be perfect. He's not looking for you to be a saint, but he is looking for you to be respectful. He is looking to you to want to be something positive, want to be a positive force, want to change, want to make yourself a better person, a better individual on this earth. If God wanted there to only be a top, he wouldn't have made a bottom, right? So we're supposed to grow, progress, and this comes with us doing internal research to make sure that we're becoming our better selves, no matter where we started out in life, right? And that's pretty much that's pretty much how I'm feeling. Going about the new year. There is a lot more responsibility. We've done a lot. You guys, I'm not able to achieve anything without you all, right? This is about us all. This is about us banding together and understanding and knowing how important it is we are together rather than apart. I also want to say something else. Racism. It's one thing to want
your religion,
your culture, your race, your background to be its best self, but it's another for you to want your culture, your race, your background,
your religion
to be better than everyone else's. When God created all of us, how could one individual feel like their self,
their religion,
or their race is superior to anyone else's, especially in today's time on this earth? So, myself, I'm done with racism, and hopefully you all are as well. We shouldn't be accepting racism anywhere in society or on this earth, and it's gonna take some time, but we've got to start immediately. We start today, right? What use do we have in society for racism? Racism is a barrier to love, and so we have to abolish racism. We have to not allow racism to be okay on any level from anyone. It's all about us getting together, learning about one another, enjoying one another, and starting something different together. This is what we're accomplishing. Again, I don't accomplish anything without all of you all. So it's something that we're all taking part in. Everyone, we all should be proud of ourselves, right? And thankful to see things progressing in the way they're progressing and in the direction that they're progressing. Again, I wish everybody a happy new year. I'm hoping you all are enjoying the holiday season. This is my favorite season. And yeah, we're going to enjoy this next year. We're going to enjoy this next year. We're going to keep accomplishing our goals. And we're going to, first of all, keep setting goals to accomplish. All right? I love you all. It's always a pleasure. I'm so thankful. I just want to give a shout out, take a pair of glasses off to you all. The immense support that I'm receiving is literally out of this world. It's literally out of this world. I'm so thankful and grateful for it. Humility is the number one thing with me. So I'm always going to be thanking y'all like, hey, thank you guys. I really appreciate it, because I can't really believe that this is happening. There's many individuals that are watching me who also are probably starting to come into fruition of what is happening and not be able to understand what's happening either. So I'm just so grateful that this is something that one isn't. I don't even know if this is one even able to pray for something like this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I'm just so thankful and grateful. I don't take anything for granted. I'll never take anything for granted. I'll always be thankful and grateful, and love you all for your genuine, wholehearted support. All right? Again, thank you for tuning in to Motivational Life Global. I'm your host, Mike. Happy New Year.